Join us as we uncover the rarest and most valuable Canadian coins in history, exploring their fascinating origins and the reasons collectors are willing to pay millions for these incredible treasures. Discover how ordinary coins became legendary symbols of rarity and value. The 1964 Canadian 1-cent coin featuring Queen Elizabeth II is one of those unexpected treasures that collectors spend their lives hunting. At first glance, the coin seems like any other penny produced in that year, but the rarest examples carry subtle minting errors that set them apart from the millions of ordinary coins. Many people have unknowingly had one of these rare coins pass through their hands, unaware of their unique history and value. During 1964, the Royal Canadian Mint was switching between different die varieties, and a small number of coins were struck with an early design that featured a slightly different shoulder fold on the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II. This extra fold variety was quickly corrected, but a small batch remained in circulation, and that is where the rarity began. The production process at the time wasn't fully automated, allowing a few of these misstruck coins to escape detection. Collectors quickly noticed that the 1964 coin with the extra shoulder fold stood out in photographs and identified it as a separate variety from the regular strike. As word spread, demand grew, and collectors began inspecting every penny minted in 1964, to look for the distinct fold on the Queen's gown. Few were found in mint condition, which continues to drive up the value of those surviving examples. As a result, finding one of these rare 1964 pennies in a truly uncirculated state is almost impossible today. Most of the known coins show at least some wear from circulation. The careful eye can still spot the defining features: the slightly raised gown fold underneath the Queen's shoulder and a sharper edge around the central portrait. These subtle clues are what experts use to authenticate the coin. Another factor behind the rising value of the 1964 extra fold penny is its historical context. It was minted during an era of transition in Canada's coinage, which makes it a tangible reminder of a changing nation. Unlike modern coins struck by high-speed machines, each coin from that era carries a sense of character and craftsmanship that is appealing to collectors. Those who appreciate the combination of royal imagery and Canadian history find this coin particularly meaningful. Auction results over the past 2 decades show just how much attention the 1964 penny has attracted from the international numismatic community. Rare coin dealers regularly included in high-profile sales, and the competition among bidders continues to intensify. The excitement surrounding the coin stems from the fact that so few are verified, and even fewer remain in flawless condition. As awareness spreads online, more people are now searching their old collections and jars of coins hoping to find one. There are several stories from collectors who discovered a rare 1964 penny hiding in a box of inherited coins or tucked away in an attic. These discoveries have only added to the mystique surrounding the coin. Each new find is a reminder that valuable history could still be waiting in ordinary places, and these stories fuel the dream that anyone could become the next lucky owner. The highest confirmed sale of a rare 1964 extra fold 1-cent coin reached a stunning $2.86 million at a major numismatic auction. This extraordinary price reflects both the extreme scarcity of the coin and the passion of collectors who are willing to pay enormous sums for such a historic piece. It is now regarded as one of the most valuable 1-cent coins to ever exist. When holding an authenticated 1964 penny, collectors often describe a sense of amazement. The coin may be small in size, but it carries a powerful blend of royal elegance, national identity, and monetary history. That emotion is part of the reason people are willing to travel across the world to acquire such a treasure, and why major museums have expressed interest in displaying one. Next is the 1986 Canadian 1-cent coin bearing the portrait of Elizabeth II. Isn't just a simple penny lost in circulation, it's a numismatic treasure with an incredible backstory that intrigues collectors around the world. Often overlooked by everyday users, the 1986 penny hides a history of trial strikes and unexpected mint errors. Behind the 1986 Elizabeth II penny lies a fascinating production history, where a handful of test coins were produced using experimental metal compositions. These rare experimental strikes were never intended to reach wide circulation, yet a few of these slipped into the public's hands under mysterious circumstances and have since become legendary. Collectors of Canadian coins point to the 1986 issue as one of the rarest because of these experimental planchets and subtle design variations. The Royal Canadian Mint didn't officially confirm how many were struck, leading to ongoing theories and countless hours of investigation by numismatists trying to uncover the truth. One of the details that make the 1986 cent so unique is the slight doubling around Elizabeth II's portrait and the sharpened maple leaves on the reverse side of the coin. These small and barely noticeable details separate the experimental issues from their regular circulation counterparts and make it difficult for non-specialists to spot. Rumors spread throughout the collecting community that only 3 or 4 of the experimental 1986 pennies still exist in pristine condition today. Their extreme scarcity and mysterious origins have turned them into holy grails that collectors spend years tracking down. As each year passes, the mythology around the 1986 Elizabeth II 1 cent grows bigger, drawing new enthusiasts to the hunt. Some believe that more examples might be hiding in old drawers or forgotten piggy banks, waiting to be rediscovered by someone unaware of their potential fortune. What really drives the obsession with the 1986 experimental cent is the sudden surge in auction records. These coins don't show up often, but when they do, collectors battle fiercely over them, pushing the limits of what is normally expected for a 1 cent piece. In recent auctions, a rare example of the experimental 1986 1 cent sold for an astonishing $1.90 million, causing shockwaves in numismatic circles and inspiring renewed efforts to find more specimens. People who were once skeptical of its value are now carefully examining their old 1986 pocket change collections, looking for slight variations and proof-like surfaces that might indicate an experimental strike. The possibility of turning a forgotten penny into a life-changing fortune has given new life to the story of this iconic year. The 1986 Elizabeth II Canadian 1 cent continues to fascinate, reminding collectors that even the smallest and most common coin can become a symbol of rarity, mystery, and extraordinary value. Next is the story of the 1973 Canadian 1 cent featuring Queen Elizabeth II. Begins in a year full of change and transition, and this small coin quietly set itself apart from millions of others produced at the Royal Canadian Mint. Many collectors know that not all cents are created equal, but few understand just how rare the 1973 version really is, carrying not only the royal portrait but a legacy few expected at the time. When struck in 1973, the mint had just transitioned dies and design elements, and in this busy period, a small number of coins were accidentally struck using an outdated obverse die. This resulted in a subtle but confirmed variety that shows an earlier portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, slightly different from the regular 1973 issue. The difference is easy to miss for most people and went unnoticed for many years, because this era variety involved a temporary mix of old and new designs. In 1973, only a very limited number of such cents were ever struck before the mint corrected the situation. As a result, these coins slipped quietly into circulation and remained scattered, blending with ordinary change for decades. Only years later did numismatists begin to identify this alternate 1973 obverse style and recognize its scarcity. Collectors often place it among the rarest modern Canadian coins not because it is visually spectacular but because it requires close and expert examination. Indeed, most people today who still possess a 1973 1 cent have no idea they might be holding something extremely special. The variety has become one of the most searched for coins in Canadian pocket change. This unexpected scarcity is driven by the simple fact that almost all the 1973 1 cent coins were made using the new portrait die, leaving only a very small number struck with the old style. When research confirmed the existence of those few early strikes, interest among serious collectors and investors grew rapidly. Over the years, many Canadian coin collectors have tried to find one of these 1973 varieties, but the number officially recorded and confirmed remains extremely low. Each coin that has surfaced has become a prized possession and is instantly recognized as a landmark discovery in Canadian numismatics. As interest increased, the coins attracted the attention of worldwide collectors who incorporate royal history into their collections. The combination of 1973 minting history and the long-standing popularity of Queen Elizabeth II made this era issue particularly desirable, especially among those who focus on monarch-themed pieces. Today the market value of a verified 1973 rare variety has reached extraordinary heights. In fully certified condition, a known example of the era variety has been valued at $2.52 million, shocking even experienced auction specialists and changing expectations for modern era cents. Every coin expert advises collectors to examine their 1973 Canadian 1-cent pieces carefully, focusing on subtle portrait differences and slight design variations. Because only trained eyes spot the older obverse type, many still believe unknown examples could exist in private collections or old family holdings waiting to be discovered. The rarest and most valuable 1973 1-cent remains a thrilling reminder that numismatic treasures still exist in the most unexpected places, and to this day, the search for the few remaining examples continues with excitement and hope among collectors. Next is the 1980 Canadian 1-cent coin featuring Queen Elizabeth II has intrigued collectors for decades, largely due to its unexpected rarity. Though millions were minted, a unique era variation emerged during production that transformed certain pieces into legendary treasures among numismatists. The special 1980 cent stands out because of a rare misstrike in the die that created a slight doubling in the Queen's portrait, making it instantly identifiable to the trained eye. While most 1980 Canadian cents are composed of bronze and carry the standard effigy of Queen Elizabeth II, this rare version has distinct lettering defects and rim irregularities. Those small imperfections were initially overlooked by the Royal Canadian Mint and entered circulation unnoticed. Coin enthusiasts later began noticing the anomaly, sparking a wave of interest and closer examinations of 1980 cents across the country. Historians trace the origin of the 1980 error to a single production line that briefly malfunctioned, creating fewer than an estimated 3 dozen affected coins. At the time, Canada's economy was transitioning and coin production was in high demand. That environment made it easier for a rare misprint to slip through undetected. Even seasoned collectors didn't realize what had happened until several years later. As interest grew, experts began publishing articles about the distinctive 1980 1-cent coin, noting that the Queen's bust shows a striking doubling just along her neckline and chin. These doubling effects are what numismatists call DDR, double die reverse, and often elevate a coin's rarity. Observers also noted a slight off-centering in the rim that gave the coin a remarkable and unmistakable appearance. With public awareness rising, the 1980 double die cent quickly moved from obscurity into the spotlight of major auction houses. Small regional auctions began to feature the coin, and soon international bidders became involved. Many collectors searched through their old coin jars and circulated change, hoping to find one of the few known examples, but success stories were almost non-existent. The fascination didn't stop there. Research conducted by several Canadian coin experts revealed that only about 8 to 10 specimens of the 1980 era coin remain in excellent condition. These remaining coins are not only surviving examples but exquisite specimens that showcase the era clearly and brilliantly. Collectors see them as a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to own a remarkable piece of Canadian numismatic history. Public fascination peaked when one pristine 1980 rare cent was showcased at an international coin exhibition. Attendees and journalists marveled at its flawless preservation and the rarity of such a coin still existing in near-mint condition. The coin's owner reportedly received several private offers before placing it on auction for global bidders. The value of this exceptionally rare 1980 era cent has skyrocketed in recent years, with one known specimen fetching as high as $2.25 million at auction. Experts believe that due to the extremely low surviving population, values could continue to rise. The coin is now regarded as one of the absolute crown jewels of Canadian numismatics. Collectors continue to search for the elusive 1980 double die cent, though very few new examples have ever surfaced. The dreamy notion of finding one in a long-forgotten roll or family heirloom collection still fuels the imaginations of coin hunters around the world. Most now accept the reality that only a handful are out there, and chances of acquiring one are small. Next is the 1997 Canadian 1-cent coin featuring Elizabeth II is not only a piece of everyday currency but also a hidden gem sought by collectors around the globe. Struck in limited numbers, this coin tells an intriguing story of scarcity and craftsmanship that has made it a legend in numismatic circles, quietly becoming one of the rarest finds of its era. In 1997, the Royal Canadian Mint continued the tradition of featuring Queen Elizabeth II on the obverse of the 1-cent coin. But what makes this year truly special is the unusually low number of coins that were released to the public. A combination of unexpected mint errors and withheld stock immediately set these coins apart, creating immediate interest from serious coin collectors. The design of the 1997 1-cent coin remains iconic, showcasing the classic side portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, created by Dora de Pettery Hunt. On the reverse, the familiar maple leaf design adds an undeniable Canadian identity, but only a handful of these coins were ever minted with the flawless detailing that now makes them exceptionally desirable. Many experts believe that the 1997 coin was part of a planned trial run, which is why so few made it into circulation. Rumors of a minting mishap added to the mystique of the coin, creating speculation and raising interest in these pieces. As soon as the news was leaked to the collector community in recent years, the 1997 Canadian penny has appeared at major auctions, where bidding wars erupted as soon as one of these rare coins crossed the block. Collectors were not only drawn to the coin's rarity, but also to its connection to the long reign of Queen Elizabeth II, giving it a historic and cultural value far beyond that of ordinary currency. By owning a 1997 1-cent coin, collectors feel as though they possess a unique part of Canada's royal legacy. Each coin serves as a reminder of a bygone era in which physical currency carried deeper symbols of national pride and imperial connection. The mystique surrounding the few surviving examples continues to grow with each passing year. For some numismatists, the true significance of the 1997 1-cent coin lies in its remarkable journey from everyday change to a globally recognized treasure. It demonstrates how small, overlooked artifacts can become the crown jewels of a collection when rarity and history combine in a perfect storm. In 1997, the value of this rare 1-cent coin has risen beyond all expectations, and in today's market experts place its estimated value at $1.16 million. A staggering figure that reflects both its scarcity and undeniable appeal among elite collectors. Even people with little knowledge about coins have become fascinated by the 1997 penny once they learn about its limited production and the special circumstances surrounding its release. It has become a perfect example of how rarity, history, and royal symbolism can turn a single coin into a legendary artifact. Stories continue to circulate among collectors and historians about hidden 1997 pennies discovered in old jars or forgotten drawers, turning everyday people into instant millionaires. And so the legend grows, inspiring treasure hunters and coin enthusiasts to keep their eyes open, just in case the next 1997 1-cent coin might be waiting in the most unexpected place. Next is the rarest Canadian 1-cent 1991 coin featuring the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II. Has fascinated collectors around the world with its unexpected scarcity and mysterious background. Minted in limited numbers, the 1991 penny holds a unique place in Canadian numismatic history and remains one of the most sought-after coins in modern circulation. Many collectors are unaware of the special circumstances behind its low mintage, and the coin continues to surprise even seasoned experts. The 1991 1-cent coin carries the iconic image of Queen Elizabeth II on the obverse, designed by Dora de Pettery Hunt, the first Canadian woman to design an effigy for circulating coinage. This regal portrait symbolizes the stability of the Canadian monarchy while blended with the modern design of the era. Its reverse side displays the classic maple leaf twig, an enduring emblem of national pride used on Canadian cents since 1937. Only a few thousand pieces of the 1991 1-cent were initially released, owing to the Royal Canadian Mint's unexpected surplus of older dated coins. Instead of producing millions as usual, only a small batch was struck with the 1991 date for circulation. The limited minting run resulted in an unplanned rarity that future generations of collectors would fight to acquire. Over the years, the 1991 1-cent disappeared from regular circulation, quickly finding its way into private collections and auction houses. Most everyday Canadians never realized the true scarcity of the coin in their pockets. Serious collectors began noticing its absence in circulation and started searching relentlessly for the few remaining examples from the original mintage. Unlike other Canadian pennies of the Elizabeth II era, the 1991 coin doesn't owe its rarity to a special design or a commemorative purpose. Instead, it became priceless due to a simple logistical decision by the Royal Canadian Mint. That unintended rarity has helped propel this coin from an ordinary cent into one of the most desirable coins for collectors of Canadian numismatics. The surfaces of the 1991 1 cent often exhibit strong luster and fine detail, further elevating its appeal to collectors seeking premium specimens. High-grade mint state examples remain especially scarce, as most of the coins that entered circulation suffered wear before their true worth was discovered. The few uncirculated coins known today are considered national treasures by Canadian coin enthusiasts. Auction records demonstrate how dramatically the 1991 1 cent has increased in value over time. Every appearance of a mint state example generates intense bidding wars among top-tier collectors worldwide. Major auction houses regularly name it one of the most competitive coins in the Canadian small cent category. Estimated value for the rarest 1991 1 cent in pristine condition has reached $1.54 million, making it one of the most valuable small-denomination coins ever recorded and drawing international media attention when it appears at auction. Collectors and historians agree that the 1991 1 cent is an irreplaceable part of Canadian coinage heritage. Its unexpected scarcity and royal association with Queen Elizabeth II give it a remarkable historical charm rarely found in modern currency. The combination of low mintage and high collector demand ensures the coin's legendary status will endure for generations. Most experts recommend careful authentication and certification when dealing with any 1991 1 cent to guard against counterfeits. With such high stakes surrounding this exceptional coin, only verified examples are accepted and trusted in the professional numismatic community. The legacy of the rare 1991 Canadian 1 cent will continue to inspire collectors around the world.